the thing about Witchers that isn't remotely well explained in like any of the marketing materials for the games that I've come across is that they kind of exist in this world. They're kind of like a cross between like the Catholic Church and animal control. So basically, they're this order of these dudes who live up in a castle, and they train new dudes to be in this order. They like get, I don't know, like orphans or like little boys whose parents don't like them or whatever, and they get them and then they take them up to their castle, and they just feed these kids like a whole assload of mushrooms. There's like all these different drugs, and they give them a bunch of poison and shit, and like 7 of the kids die, but one of them will survive, and he'll wake up after like a week of just tripping balls, and he'll have yellow eyes, and then he'll have like cat-like reflexes, and so they train him to be a monster slayer. But it's not just a monster slayer. Witchers are basically like they're monster problem solvers, and sort of one of the underlying conflicts of this universe is that everybody just sort of assumes like, oh hey, there's that mutant guy with the cool swords and the cat eyes. Let's get him to go kill stuff for us. And he's like, that's not really my job, you know. Like what I was saying before on this before the Mole Men and the podcast was that it like if you called up, you know, like animal control and you're like, animal control, there's a family of dogs under my house. Can you just come and kill them all? The animal control isn't going to show up and just start stabbing the dogs. You know, they might take them somewhere and drown them or like gas them after a while if they don't get adopted, but you know, they're not just straight up going to kill the dogs under your house.
Is it kind of racist too? Are they like, you look kind of like a dog? Why don't you go kill those dogs? You know what to do with dogs.
Well,
because the Witchers, they're not like totally human, right?
People don't like them because they live up in the castle and they feed kids a bunch of mushrooms. And they
Whose
sort
idea
of
was that?
I don't know. It's fantasy. I don't know. People are just
look. It was a different time and place.
Yeah.
You know, back then it was totally acceptable to drug up teenagers and imbue them with power so they could join your mystical order. But things have changed a bit. Yeah. That's all.
You don't hear stuff like that anymore.
I mean, that's one of the things is that there's a lot of kind of human politics, and the Witchers aren't particularly crazy about it because it's all these different, warring. It's all the Game of Thrones shit is happening, and they're just like, oh, will you help us, Witcher? We're going to fight those men over there. And he's like, I don't give a shit about your men. I'm here to fight the Kikimoras that live in the culvert, A Kikimora is an alligator spider.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
What does an alligator spider look like?
What do you fucking think?